Zealoters, thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. For decades, the word democracy has been exported to Africa as a one-size-fits-all solution. But Captain Ibrahim Traore are all in all the savior, the protector, the unifier, the messiah, the king of kings, has a different message. Democracy, as defined by the West, is not for us. Traore argues that traditional Western democracy often serves as a tool for division, using political parties to fragment the population and make them easier to manipulate through bribing and puppet leaders. These people are on it again, claiming that our all-in-all the savior, the protector, Captain Ibrahim Traore, unalive over thousands of civilians. And each time these people bring out a narrative, they are on a mission. We saw that they tried to use Langling, and it didn't work out for them. Now they are bringing this narrative so that the youth will rise up. They began on Niger. Now EU is handling Niger, and the other people are handling Mali and Burkina Faso. But Captain Ibrahim Traore has a simple message for these people. When the West loses control over a leader, a familiar script begins. We saw it with Gaddafi in Libya and Sankara in the past. Now the target is the Sahel leaders. Traore confronts these people and asks them a simple question. Where are they when these terror people, unalive people? Who are the ones that are sponsoring these people? Where are these people getting the brand new Toyota, the ammunition, and all these things that they are using to fight against people? That their satellites can see when the Sahelian army unalive people. But when the terror receives ammunition, Toyota, motorbikes, and the equipment they need to unalive even children, their satellites can see.
International organizations have accused you of suppressing the independent press and civil society. Is there a place for human rights in Burkina Faso? There
are human rights in Burkina Faso. What do they even mean by human rights? But me, I don't know what they're thinking. No one is going to come here, fund people, indoctrinate them to destroy our countries. That will not happen. Do you realize how many NGOs there are in Burkina? You can imagine. Do some research. It's not just hundreds, but it's a lot. I'm not going to give you the number. Do some research. Look up each NGO. Do what? Do you really believe it's... Thank you very much. Humanitarian. So there are things like that which we fight against. They say we're fighting against human rights. Is that what human rights are? We are fighting against terrorism to secure our people. So we are giving our people the right to life. That's the most fundamental right, isn't it? The right to life. Aren't we fighting for human rights? We are fighting so that closed schools can reopen, so that children can go to school. Isn't the right to education a human right? Who is fighting for us? Who is helping us? The same people who cry out every day about human rights. None of them have given us a single cartridge to fight against the terrorism that kills our children, to fight against the terrorism that closes our schools, that destroys our schools. That means the terrorists are fighting against human rights, we are fighting for human rights, and they are the ones encouraging the terrorists. Who is fighting against human rights? They're the ones saying it. And I'm going to talk to you right now about some things happening in Europe and elsewhere. But it's over there that they're fighting against human rights. Otherwise, here, human rights exist. And remember something, human rights come from Africa. They don't come from anywhere else. They come from Africa and from West Africa, here. The first charters that spoke about human rights were here in the AIS Confederation, more specifically in Mali. So, human rights were known by Africans. We were well organized, a well-structured society. Everyone had their rights, even women's rights. It was in Africa that women's rights existed. Elsewhere, they didn't exist. And it's those people who want to talk to us about women's rights or human rights. They don't know any rights at all. Who talks about human rights? Who has a habit of bombing children? Who is bombing children everywhere, dropping bombs indiscriminately, killing children and so on? Is that what they call human rights? That's not what we do. We fight for the lives of our people. We protect them. Our soldiers die to protect them. We do everything to open our schools, to educate them. We do everything to subsidize our farmers to develop agriculture so that people can eat their fill. We do everything to dig wells so that people have access to clean drinking water. Who is fighting against human rights? It's them. They have no respect for human rights.
The VDP accused of serious violations. Where are the promised investigations?
Those who say that the VDP are accused of serious violations, what proof have they presented? We ourselves. If we have caught VDP involved in certain acts, they are in prison. Those VDP are in prison. They know where they are. And we have said that it's not someone else. Listen, we are adults. We are adults. No one should see us as subhuman. We know what we are doing. And it's this mentality as well that is dangerous. Because often some leaders in the West and all that see Africans as subhuman. And so they come here as if it's to teach us things. I told you that the right to life, it's us who teach that to the rest of the world. No one teaches us that. So it's true that there have been a few small problems with some people. VDP. There are some who have committed abuses and other things. They are in prison. We have no qualms about that. Now all that they're saying they've put in place, what proof? Nothing. It's us. When people accuse us, we conduct investigations. And very often we end up finding what we call treachery. The terrorists, they carry out massacres in certain places, often wearing our uniforms. Sometimes people even say it's the army. And then they leave. They came dressed in army uniforms. Yes, but it's not us. They put on our flags, all our insignias, and then they come and do it. And the terrorists publish videos. That's it. But why don't they see us? The terrorists post videos on social media where they're wearing our uniforms, our gear and everything. They go out and carry out actions. And then afterwards they film footage of these individuals to claim that it's an army force. They're well aware because they're the ones who go there themselves. How did they manage to establish a channel with the terrorists to get images? How do they do it? There are even people who have the nerve to tell us that they filmed. I remember once an NGO claimed that by satellite image they saw Malians committing abuses. They aren't even ashamed. They don't have the sense to realize that what they're saying is wrong. Why do I say they lack intelligence? It's because they see black people as less than human. Otherwise, if you have the capability to use satellites to see forces committing abuses, but you don't have the capability to use satellites to see the terrorists, then you're insulting us. Here, our entire struggle is for the survival and security of our people. And we live well. We live well. We are in good harmony. Otherwise, well, we wouldn't be able to go wherever we want. And that's it. We wouldn't be able to act. You can travel around Burkina. You can go anywhere you want. You'll see what's changing in Burkina, what the people appreciate about our revolution and everything. And it will do you a lot of good.
When you go to the Western media, all of these people have the same script written for them, so that they can turn us against our all-in-alls. One thing they need to remember is that this is no longer the Africa they met. Now our eyes are open. We can tell right from wrong. And we can see the reason to which Africa is not moving forward. And this is not a time for us to continue to believe in their narrative. We cannot see the propaganda that the Western media then broadcasted as army atrocities. The alliance of sovereignty, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. Why did these three nations, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, form the AES alliance? Because they realized that they were being looted under the guise of security. This is how these people come into the continent to loot Africa, like what they have signed with Ghana. And Ghanaians believe that these people are there to protect them. Protect you from who? These are all strategies of these people. This is how they loot Africans. And this is how they continue to loot us if you, the youth, continue to believe in this thing called security. It's only a lazy person who thinks that somebody should secure himself and come and secure him or her. We can see through the lines. We are no longer naive. Under Captain Ibrahim Traore, like he said, the focus is on sovereignty and agriculture. He is subsidizing farmers and digging wells to ensure the people can eat, drink. When we are hungry, these people do not care. These people only care about narratives that they'll put across to serve their interests. So Africans, you need to wake up. The video poses a chilling question. Africa doesn't have massive arms industry. So where do these terror people receive brand new things from? Who is giving them? How are they surviving? How are they feeding? How are they surviving for all these years? African youth, we need to wake up. And let these people understand that the time that they control the narrative whereby we buy into their narrative and we are the ones who rise against the leaders who are fighting for the total liberation of the African is over. They can no longer deceive us. Where are the same human rights groups when the uranium of Niger was taken out and the people were sleeping in darkness? All these NGOs doesn't serve our interests. They are there to make sure they continue to serve the interests of other people because they sponsor them to come into Africa. And why is it that these people are so much interested in what is happening in Africa when they also have their own problems to solve? Go to them. They have unemployed people. They have homeless people. People that can barely feed themselves. People that can barely afford medical care. Why are they not talking about that? These people are not here for our interests. And that is one thing the youth who believe so much in these people that Yellow Papa doesn't lie should wake up. We love our leaders regardless of what they think. And we don't meddle in the affairs of these people. So why don't they leave Africa alone? Why is it that Western medias go to Al Jazeera, CNN, BBC? Just check them. They're all talking about this thing. But we don't care about their judgment over Africa. And they should understand that the ICC is not something that was formed by Africa. And as long as the Nigerian president are all in all, General Dramani Chiani said, as long as we are not in Europe or the West, we are different people and their laws doesn't cripple us. So they should allow the African to be. We are not children, so we don't expect people to be treating us as such. We love the leaders regardless of the picture they try to paint to the world. The Sahelian leaders have never dropped a bomb on people. Look at what other people are doing, blocking people from giving food to people. They are starving people. The people that are really unaliving people are there and they are watching them. Why not target such people? Look at what is happening in the Middle East. Who are the people that are responsible? When somebody said that in 1987 and said they have to go and attack Iran and take the oil. Leave Africa alone. Let us deal with our affairs. We are not children for people to control. We love the leaders in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. It is our decision. Even if we are dying, we still love them. We want to be unalived by our own leaders. Democracy is dead in Africa. We do not want democracy. And people should stop telling us the kind of system they think that is best for us in Africa. United we stand, divided we fall. And united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we'll make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world in Africa, West Africa, and in Burkina Faso.